Hey everyone, Matt and V for the Inception Agenda, and today we're here to talk about why carbs are your friend.
Yes.
They're the thing that everybody cuts out when they first start a diet. Oh no, I'm fat and I need to lose weight, so I'm not going to eat carbs anymore.
Just cut your carbs.
And off go the chips, the pizza, the burgers, the ice cream, the lollies, all the shit that makes life worth living.
I know.
And I've been there and I've made this mistake as well.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you first started coaching me, training me, working with my diet plan, I just had a life of oats and brown rice, and man, was it boring.
And Quest bars.
Oh yeah, Quest bars, lots of Quest bars. And it was basically this whole, okay, I need to limit my carbs to a specific type of carbohydrate. They are my enemy. If I can control carbohydrates, I'm going to get the results that I want. And it was self-sabotage to the highest order. I couldn't train as hard, lower on energy, didn't have the volume of muscle, and eating was just boring. It was just a robotic exercise. Now, I'm not saying that you can go out there and smash a burger 6 times a day, but carbs can be used as a tool in your diet.
Correct.
And they don't have to be seen as this absolute enemy that if you touch carbohydrates, you will sabotage all of your hard work.
Yeah.
Because
sorry.
Oh, I guess the only other thing I was going to say is that, it's that whole adage of the fact that, if you diet for 3 months, you're going to see a result. You're not going to undo it with one day. If you diet for 7 days, you're going to see a result. You're not going to undo it with one day. So you don't need to sweat the small stuff. So it's about using them as a tool.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. The carbohydrates just get a bad rap. And as you know, I'm a big fan of carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cut them out at the latest, if we're doing a show or something, to the last week.
No, your Rocky Road slice sitting right over there is proof of that.
It's yum too.
Yeah.
But carbohydrates, guys, you have to look at it. Carbohydrates is a part of the macronutrient train, right? You've got your protein, carbs, and fats. Mm-hmm. So why carbohydrates in that chain is because it supplies us with energy, glycogen, muscular energy. So when we're training, whatever that training may be, what do you need?
Carbohydrates.
You need energy.
And our bodies crave carbohydrates. Why do we crave them? Because it's the most efficient food source.
Correct.
It's hard for our bodies to use fat as energy.
Yep.
It's easy for it to use carbohydrates as energy. Our brains are fueled by carbohydrates.
Yeah, all you got to do is, as Matt said, you got to be sensible with, what you eat and when you eat it. But basically you can eat what you want.
Yeah.
You just got to be strict on the criteria that you follow for your lifestyle.
Yes.
Right? So, I'm genetically blessed, I guess. I can have carbohydrates any time of the day, whatever carb I want, and my body fat doesn't really go out of shape.
Yeah.
All right? That's because I know my body. Whereas for other people, like when I'm working with, say, Jason, we have to time the carbohydrates.
Yeah, because he holds...
Because his metabolism is slower.
Yeah, they convert to fat with him, so we have to time it more effectively in the day.
Correct, but we never cut his carbs.
No.
Right? So it's all about carb timing. It's about the types of carbs and what you can get away with and what you can't get away with.
Yeah.
I can't emphasize enough that carbs are glycogen, muscular energy, and we want all the energy we want that we can have while we're training.
Yeah. Now, we're not trying to say that all carbs are created equal either. So we're not trying to oversimplify this, that, if you go out there and you're smashing sugary treat after sugary treat, you're going to have your blood sugar all over the show. That's going to create insulin responses in your system, which is going to lead to fat retention. So we're not saying that you can just take your foot off the throttle and eat whatever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want. But it's about understanding your body and not making one core macronutrient, which is so core to how our bodies function, the enemy. And it's a very simplistic view when you see people's dietary plans where they've just cut out all carbohydrates, or that they only have carbs in the morning, or they only have them around training, or something along those lines. It in our view, often sets people up to failure.
Yeah, correct.
That, it's not going to be a maintainable diet for them long term.
And that's the key. What you just said is maintainable. And we are trying to educate people that we want to have a diet or a nutritional plan that you can use every single day for the rest of your life. Now, everyone these days has tried or loves the keto. right? Ketogenic diet is basically when they take carbohydrates completely out and they use fat to eventually use as energy. Now, I always ask someone, are you never going to eat a carb again?
Yeah.
And it's been proven time and time again that a ketogenic diet has a stopping point. So what I mean by that is a keto diet will start off slow and then it amplifies. So fat just starts burning off you. So it works.
Yeah.
But then there's a point where it gets to where your body recognizes, hey, I'm burning fat way too fast and it can't maintain that. So you go the other way. So start losing strength. You start putting on body fat. And it happens time and time again.
And then you've almost effectively, as I sort of say to people, you've eaten yourself into a hole.
Correct.
Like you've got nowhere to go at that point.
So where do you go from there?
Well, that's exactly it.
That's
the problem. So they start eating even less fats, even less protein. So suddenly now food becomes the enemy. And, well done. You've effectively created an eating disorder at that point.
Hormone damage.
Yeah. And then from that, it's a very, very slow process to repair things. You have to slowly introduce carbohydrates, slowly introduce higher calories, and slowly but surely reset the homeostasis and actually get the metabolism going again. And that all stems from the starting point of carbohydrates are bad. They lead to water retention. They bloat my gut. Yes, some people get bloated when they eat bread, but there's kumara, there's rice, there's oats, there's all sorts of carbohydrates that you can turn to. It's careless when people build dietary plans for people where they just wholesale cut out an entire macro.
Well, it's easy for them, isn't it? They cut a carb and the individual's going to lose some weight and then they don't worry about the after effect.
That's the thing. They should show in their 8-week challenges or whatever some great results by cutting carbohydrates because, cut carbohydrates and you will lose body fat very quickly in the short term, but it's not a long-term fix.
Yeah, there's actually a big company which we can't mention that is actually promoting a ketogenic diet for their 8-week challenge or 6-week challenge or whatever they do these days. But there's no education on the post.
Yeah.
To me, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
And so everybody just bumps in and out in terms of their weight loss and so on.
And we know it's wiping on fat cells, don't we, Matt? So basically, your fat cells start off, small to medium, and then they get bigger and bigger as you start restricting calories and things. And the flow-on effect from that is, you're going to get hormone damage. I mentioned it before, but once you have that, you have to reset your homeostasis, which is the point where your body needs to survive.
Yeah.
You're cutting out foods or you're binging. The binging comes into play as well. So your mental health goes downhill. There's so many effects to cutting out carbohydrates. So yes, we're being quite light about it at the same time, but we emphasize enough. Cutting your carbohydrates out is a very short-term fix. So please think about, if you need to, the benefits that it's going to give you. Obviously, if you're gluten intolerant, things like that, all good. But on the whole, carbohydrates are your friend. You can utilize them. It just takes a bit more effort to recognize which ones you can have and can't have and timing them right.
Yeah, well, thinking about, what did you eat in the first place to get to the position where you wanted to lose weight?
Yeah.
I'm not sort of trying to bag on people who've got themselves into a position that they need to lose weight. But if you got to that position because you were eating McDonald's 7 times a week, and you were stopping off at the cafe and grabbing your Rocky Road slice 7 days a week. You don't grab that 7 days a week. You probably have that once every fortnight. If that. Yeah. But, if you were eating in that sort of volume, be honest with yourself about the volume that you were eating before you started on your fitness, health, diet journey. You'll actually realize that the odd little bit is a slice of what you used to be having. And so you're still going to see the effect, but by allowing yourself to have a treat every now and then, you stop the binging.
Yes, correct.
It's about having calculated binges. That's why we call them cheat meals. Everybody has them. We went out for burgers last week and things. We do those sorts of things.
Yes.
Because it helps to keep us sane. You can't stay on diet all the time.
No, you're not meant to. So you don't have to make your life hell, just to be in shape. So we just recommend that you guys, educate yourselves on carbohydrates, their benefits, and when you should not have them.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're having a plan developed for yourself, or you trip over somebody who's recommending no carbohydrates or highly restricted carbohydrates or anything like that, find someone else. The internet's covered with great PTs, great trainers, great dietitians out there. So if somebody's recommending that you completely cut out an entire macro group of foods, unless you've got genuine medical reasons for doing so, run. Spend your money with someone else because they're just wasting yours. So this is Matt and V for the Inception Agenda. Thanks for listening.